Hey yo, happy Saturday. We're just waking up over here. This is Ozzy. If you're new to the channel, Ozzy's the big alpha male Cane Corso. Dolce's next in line. She's the next oldest Cane Corso. She's going on 4. She's a dominant female. And then little Gypsy's the American Pitbull Terrier. Gypsy. She's going on 4 months. Sorry, 5 months old. And then Lucia. Lucia's the 1-year-old, just turned 1. Female Cane Corso doing some hiking. What they're doing right now is actually trying to get these sugarberry or hackberry tree leaves. The leaves are very nutritious for them. And they chew on those leaves. Oh, yeah, I'm just out here with the pack. We're missing one, and that's Tux. Tux is the Pitbull mix. Watch is on the move. And I'll show you Tux if you're just tuning in, but he's somewhere around here. Yeah, but anyways, Lucia's looking big, y'all. There's Tuxie. Come on, Tux. Tux kind of stays back, kind of stays off to himself, because I don't think he doesn't risk getting hurt by the big dogs. They're not aggressive to him, but come on, Tux, let's go see. But, just kind of like accidental injury. I think he tries to prevent getting an accidental injury. Tuxie. Oh. I'm slowly trying to wake up here. Ah, see, Papa. Come on, Papa. Isn't he nice, y'all? 5 years old. There's Tux. Tux is really the oldest dog that I have, and he's a Pitbull mix, about 65% American Pitbull Terrier. I love his pretty eyes. He's got these amber eyes. They're just beautiful. Tux. I thought he was a mix of a Pitbull and a Lab until I did a genetic test. And he's 65% American Pitbull Terrier, and there's no Lab in him. There's a Chow Chow, believe it or not. There's Mini Pinscher, Doberman Pinscher, a little bit of some Shepherd, very small amount, and just a bunch of other tiny amounts, very small amounts of other breeds. And so he's a really good dog. Hey, Papa. So yeah, the breed's very, very protective. My last video that I did, I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah, I didn't upload a video yesterday because I had to stay very late at work. And I didn't have time to upload anything. But yeah, so the last video I did 2 days ago was about our pit bulls protective, and I really appreciate everyone's comments, because a lot of y'all commented that yes, you have a pit bull there and the pit bull is very protective. I was kind of comparing how protective a pit bull is compared to a Cane Corso, and I'm gathering that yes, pit bulls can be protective, no doubt, but I think they're not as consistently, if you look across the breed as a whole, consistently, like, reliably protective, because some pit bulls, and partly I guess how they're raised, but some pit bulls, they're very friendly to people. They can be won over. For example, Tux here being part pit bull, and even the pure pit bulls that I've had in my life, they'll be protective. They'll bark at someone coming to the door, for example, or someone driving up, they'll bark. But if that person happens to have a steak in his hand and offers, you know, a steak, then at least my experience, the pit bull will just roll over for them and say, "Come on in, let me take your bags. We got meat in the freezer if you're hungry." Yeah, so I was looking at that hummingbird. I was trying to get it in view. It's a pretty hummingbird out there. But yeah, but no, they're good dogs all around. And then I appreciate your comments on even a couple of videos behind that. I did a video on the, you know, what's the current state of the American bully ban in Europe right now, in the UK. Yeah, so some of y'all commented, said yes, you live in the UK, and yes, it's very likely that the American bully will be banned, and the American pit bull is already banned. And some people are hearing, you know, that their dogs may be euthanized soon. That's kind of, I don't know if that's true, but I guess that's the word on the street, that people are fearful of that. So they're trying to get them trained for muzzles and things like that. I don't know. It's pretty sad what's going on with the breed as a whole. There's my ducks, because it's a very, very sweet breed. The pit bull, man, it's like one of the sweetest breeds, but it's tuxie, but it's one of those things where it's such an intense breed that it will kill if it believes it's needing to protect its owner or its family or its property or its territorial. It will kill for that. And that's the unfortunate circumstance, is when it's not trained properly. I really think that governments and governments really need to take dog ownership more seriously. The problem is there's too many dogs, more dogs than there are people that are willing to take the responsibility for them. But to me, it's just like owning a weapon. You really got to show that you're responsible. Because a dog is actually like a lethal weapon. Can be. Definitely the pit bull breeds and the Cane Corso, Rottweiler, all the dominant breeds. It's like owning a weapon. It really is like owning a weapon. And which is why I have them. They're my protective, they're like my weapon. And I also have weapons, but, just because I take my protection extremely seriously, but yeah, they really are like protective weapons, and they can kill. But I almost feel like you should have a license to own a pit bull. But just the state of things, the way that there are way too many pit bulls out there without owners even willing to take them, it would be hard to enforce that for any kind of government, I think. But there could be organizations out there that can help to that end, And then, of course, in the United States, anything that hints taking away freedom or rights, government imposing government on anybody's rights is always extremely controversial, and it's political in the United States, and so it would be very, very hard to enforce or even initiate a measure like that. But I think in general there have been less incidents of a Cane Corso killing than there have a pit bull killing. And comment down below if you think otherwise, or if you can recall any reports of a Cane Corso killing. I know they're out there, but there's reports of German Shepherd dogs killing. There's and Rottweiler, and on all different breeds. So it's just, it really all measures, it's all boils down to, it's the owner. It's the owner's irresponsibility. And I'm excited because, kind of switching topics here for a minute, but I'm pretty excited because I'm out here in Texas, in the Texas Hill Country, and we're about to get a cool front. That's the word from the weatherman. Is that he says we're about to get a cool front pretty soon here. I think this week coming up. So everybody's really excited about that. It's finally going to start cooling down. This was one of the hottest summers on record. You ticklish? Ozzy. I'm so glad I got this lounge chair for Ozzy. I got this lounge chair because he likes to sit next to me in the mornings here. He likes to lay here, but the ground is very rocky. He just loves it. But as you can see, it's already very dirty. It's just like a kind of like a canvas, and it washes right off. But I ordered a cover for it, so a washable cover for it. Look at his muscle definition there in his hind leg. See how cut he is? Man, he's like a work of art. Just a beautiful structure. There's Gypsy. There's Lucia. There's partners in crime over here. There's the partners in crime. She's also got some nice definition in her hind leg. There's Dolce. 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 So yeah, have y'all heard of reports of Cane Corso killing? Let me know in the comments below. I don't recall any offhand. I know they're out there. I don't know how frequent those are reported, how frequently, you know, as compared to, definitely, I think they're way less than the Pitbull. Oh, I mentioned this in a video the other day. I've got a genetic test pending on Dolce and on Ozzy, the alpha male. Ozzy and Dolce came from the same breeder. And by the way, I know some of y'all asked me specific information questions in some of the posts, some of the comments on prior videos, and I'm just now getting to answering some of the comments. So sorry if it's been a little while since you've asked a question and I haven't responded yet. It's just been a very busy week. So y'all know I work full time, so, and I live an hour away from my work, so when I come home, I have only like really a couple hours to do everything that I need to do. Make a video, upload a video, respond to comments, take care of the dogs, you know, feed the dogs, spend time with them, clean their ears, yeah, all the stuff that I gotta do when I come home. So there's just so many hours in a day, but I'll be retired one day. So hopefully it'll get better. But yeah, but anyway, so that's why if I haven't responded, sometimes I can't get to it the same day. But I do read all the comments, and I do eventually respond. But yeah, so I'm excited because I got a genetic test pending on those on my two oldest Cane Corso that came from the same breeder. And they came from one of the largest breeders of Cane Corso in the States. Tina Frey. Her kennel was shut down because of animal abuse allegations. There was a video that went viral that showed her restraining a Cane Corso and repeatedly whipping it. And so I believe she's still under investigation. But needless to say, her kennel was shut down. So she had some really good lines in her kennel, though. Her dogs were like top notch. Multiple champions in her kennel. And as you can see, Ozzy is like a fantastic specimen of a Corso, and he came from her kennel. She had a lot of lines out of Europe. Lucia. Dolce came from her kennel. So yeah, Dolce and Ozzy are the only two that I haven't done genetic tests on yet, but there is, some reports of her being kind of unscrupulous in her business dealings. And so I'm curious, maybe there was an accidental inbreeding, for example, that she didn't, and then she sold those puppies, or who knows. That's never been reported, and that's never been, as far as I know, identified. But that's why I thought, just out of curiosity, let me do a genetic test on them, because I did a genetic test on Lucia, who came from a different kennel, and she's 100% Cane Corso. See, those are the two females. Size comparison, Lucia's huge, much bigger than Dolce. But yeah, so I used Embark. Embark is the genetic test company, and they update you, like, what's the status on the specimen that you mailed, and they're both at the lab now. They're being worked on, so I expect some results here probably this week coming up, and I'll do a video as soon as I get those and let y'all know, because it also tests for genetic health abnormalities. But anyway, Dolce is spayed and Ozzy is neutered, so I wouldn't breed those. Kind of wish that I had collected genetic, some. You can freeze the from a male that you want to later use as a stud. You can freeze the semen. You take them to a vet, and the vet can collect it and freeze it for later use. And I kind of wish I had done that, because Ozzy's just absolutely perfect Cane Corso in my opinion. But I didn't do that. But that's okay. There are other kennels that produce dogs just like him. One of them that I'm seriously considering getting a stud from in a few years, maybe even next year, is Force Pride out of Russia. So I would potentially use a stud that I would use to mate with or to put to Lucia. Lucia has lines in her, she has dogs in her line. Sorry, I'm still trying to wake up. What am I trying to say? She has her genetics come out of Custodinos out of Serbia, which is a very well-known, reputable breeder in Serbia. And so I would, like another dog, stud out of that kennel. But since there she is, since Lucia already has that in her genetics, I don't think I'll get a stud from that kennel. But yeah, Lucia, she's a fantastic, like Ozzy, she's absolutely, in my opinion, she's perfect. Huge structure, bone and substance, very tall, very even temperament, stable, just a gorgeous specimen of a Cane Corso. 100% Cane Corso too. No health abnormalities, not even in her genetics. So yeah, so I would be interested in breeding her in about a year. She's only a year old. And so yeah, I would be looking for a stud. Like I said, she comes out of Custodinos. And so, I mean, not directly out of Custodinos, but she had her mother is out of Custodinos. And so I'm thinking of getting a stud from Force Pride out of Russia. And they have huge Cane Corso, especially for European Cane Corso. They're just very big boned, wide heads, but all within standard. I mean, and most of their dogs are similar to Ozzy. Ozzy's for a male, he's absolutely huge, but still within the standard specs. Just on the bigger end of the spectrum of what's allowable for the standard. So I imagine to get a stud that looks similar to Ozzy. I want, and if I have a male that's similar to Ozzy from the litter, preferably black. I know you shouldn't really pick a dog from based on the color, but if I do get a really well balanced Cane Corso from the litter, potential litter breeding that I would do with Lucia, I would retain the first pick male, and then I would have a stud from that litter, and that's because I always plan to have a Cane Corso. And you know, these dogs, they only live to around average 10 years, you know, 8 to 10. Some people say 12. Some dogs live even a little longer than that, but you know, their quality of life is not very good at that age. But anyway, yeah, so that would be the thought, is that I would retain a male from a potential breeding that I would do with Lucia, and then I would always have a Cane Corso that way, and one that I know the genetics of very well and the temperament. Oh. Hi, baby boy. Well, y'all, this video is getting kind of long, and I think I'll hi, Texie. I think I'll end it here, and I got to get on with my Saturday. I got a lot of yard work I got to do today. Tux, oh shoot. Oh, sorry, baby. He got some sap from a tree stuck in his muzzle there. Hi, baby boy. Tux is the sweetest dog, y'all. He's so sweet. Well, I hope y'all having a good weekend, and we will see you on the next one. This is my Tux. This is my Tuxie. Hey, baby boy. Tuxie. What was it? What was it? What was it, Tux? Are you hungry? Hey. Who's hungry? Tux. Are you hungry? Come on, Tux. Who's hungry? Are you? You hungry? Tuxie. Lucia.